Who doesn't love a party? Especially a party with potato salad. Because as flies, we like potato salad. We'll come in and we'll stand around on our feet, tasting it with our feet. And then we'll fly off and land on a squashed possum. And Toastmasters, not being clandestine about what we do, we love a good party. And we'll be hosting our annual end of year party coming up in a couple of weeks on Monday, July 25th. Our next speaker is coordinating the event and he wants to make sure you are invited. Please welcome to the lectern with his speech, Party Time, Mr. Stephen Lanham.
You know what they say? Necessity is the mother of invention. Now, and we had necessity happen this year in Midway Toastmasters as we thought about the end of the year party, because we had to think differently and more creatively this year. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests, in 2 weeks, you are invited to the end of the year blowout that we are having here at Midway Toastmasters, July the 25th. And since we have to meet hybridly these days, it's time to think outside the box. Now, in the old days, when we only met in person, it was easy. Pick a restaurant, meet, eat, and have our meeting. Now, when the pandemic hit a couple years ago, logistically, it too was easy peasy. Send out a Zoom link, sit at home, and sit in front of your computer. Pronto, instant meeting. But hybridly, when we meet hybridly, we have to think just a little bit differently. And that's where necessity, yes, that's where that mother has come in and forced us to think a little bit differently. And where has that brought us? Back to Midway University, where we meet all the time. No longer going to a restaurant, no longer strictly online, but here. And the question I ask myself is, why didn't we think of this before? Because this year, what we've done, we have asked the campus food service, Aramark, to cater our in-person meal that we'll be having for our end of the year celebration. And all of you are invited. Yes, this is exactly the creative solution that that mother necessity has forced upon us. Like I said before, with in-person meeting, just show up and eat. But what that does for us, we come to a familiar setting and we come together as people that want to fellowship together. But we have to think about the hybrid part of that too. In person, it's okay, but hybridly, online, what does that mean? Well, it means that our technical team, led by the fly, Rick Seabree, and he also has assistants sometimes from Arlen and others. We've come back to a familiar venue for our technical setup for the meeting. Because I'll be honest with you, going out to a restaurant, figuring out the technical aspects of how that would work concerned me. So we looked at, what about having it here? And we never thought about that before, but it is an option. Now, you think, well, hybrid meetings are simple, and Rick and Arlen and others that help them make it look easy. But folks, it is not easy. And some weeks it is a challenge setting up the meeting technically so that it looks flawless and seamless to all of you out there in Cyberland. But we here in the room can see the pain sometimes that they have to go through. So mark your calendars, July the 25th. We'll start at 5:30. 5:30 to 6, we'll be eating and having our social time. So if you can come in person, certainly come here at 5:30 and we'll have our meal. If you can't come in here in person but still want to participate, we'll have social time. at 5:30. The meeting starts at 6 o'clock, goes to 7:30, and we'll have our usual agenda, testimonials, speeches, table topics type speeches by people telling what Toastmasters has done for them, the highlights of what has happened in Toastmasters for the current year, the installation of our new club officers, and maybe a little Midway trivia. Cynthia is our agenda keeper, sort of, and she's going to be adding that. We might even have a door prize or two. You never know, so just keep that in mind. Now, thanks to our committee, Rick, Cynthia, Sherry Wood, for this idea of having the meeting here. And thanks to our officers for helping foot the bill for part of the cost of the meal. So do we have a deal for you? $10. For $10 a member, you can come and enjoy the meal that we're having catered here. If you have a guest, $20, because that's part of your value of being a member here. We do need 12 people to be able to have the catered meal. So if you have a guest you want to bring, think about bringing him or her. Now, we need to have these numbers of people that are coming to Aramark by Wednesday, so they'll be prepared in a couple of weeks. So let us know if you plan to eat here. So what are we having? Oh yeah, that's an important thing to know. Salad, mashed potatoes, green beans, and your choice of baked ham or roasted turkey. Sounds like a great Southern meal, and that's what we're having. If you're online tonight, please send me a private chat. Steve, speaker 2, please send me a private chat and say if you'll be eating a meal with us that night or not, just to let me know so we can get our numbers. If you're in the room, there's a sign-up sheet. I think all of you have seen that except for maybe one person. So Sunday, if you want to go ahead and grab that and pass it around, I appreciate it. Now, just let us know. Now, you don't have to eat to come to the meeting. You don't even have to be in the room to come to the meeting because we'll have the online portion. But we just want to know if you're going to be here and if you're going to get a meal so that we can make sure we have the right numbers to give to the catering service. So, you got it? July the 25th, 5:30 to 6 the meal, 6 to 7:30 the meeting. $10 per member, $20 per non-member, and that's it. So let me leave you with this. We're having a party, and you're invited, and we can't have fun without you, Mr. Toastmaster.